On today's tragically hip episode of Marketing Machines and Mischief, TikTok hits $500 million over Black Friday weekend. Adobe is purchasing SEMrush for a cool $2 billion. And welcome to the I'm not going to take it anymore economy. Welcome to Kim Jong-un's favorite marketing show. My name is Matthew Newell.
And I'm Chris Stone, and this is the show where we scroll past the BS and serve up what every marketer, rookie or veteran, needs if they want to rock. Matthew, algorithm, God's willing. Are you ready?
I am. Here are the week's headlines from the industry that gave us both Ronald McDonald and the Noid. Today's lead headline: TikTok made 5x gains in Black Friday sales from 2024 to 2025 to a cool $500 million growth. The industries that overperformed were beauty, gadgets, and impulse buys. It's only the second year that they've been running a Black Friday retail experience, so $500 million isn't bad at all. If I were in those industries, I'm not, but if I were, you now have a relatively well-tested platform, so start now for a kick campaign in 2026, or your competitors will.
$500 million in year two. TikTok, Matthew, just proved that beauty tutorials and dopamine-fueled impulse buys, they're the new mall experience. And if you're still thinking about like maybe a TikTok strategy for your next Black Friday, congrats. You just became someone else's case study.
Boom. Next up in our marketing queue, Adobe, a decades-long pillar in the creative and ad worlds, have unexpectedly snapped up SEMrush or SEMrush for almost $2 billion. SEMrush, for anyone who is unfamiliar, is a best-in-class SEO intelligence website. The world of SEO, like everything else, is shifting and about to get its table flipped by AI. Adobe continues to build a pretty compelling Swiss Army knife of marketing suites, assuming you got the cash to pay for it.
Adobe drops $2 billion on SEMrush. I guess they figured if AI is going to flip the SEO table anyway, you might as well own the furniture.
That's right. And our final headline: 77% of customers reported a product or service problem in the past year, a new high from 74% in 2023, according to, and this is a real organization, the National Customer Rage Survey. 68% of customers found complaining to companies required high or very high effort, up from 65% in 2023. Why do I bring this up? Because people are mad, and that includes your customers. It doesn't matter if it was your fault or not. And by the way, you idiots out there, if you're in marketing and you're the ones making these rage bait click ads, you're only perpetuating the problem. Please stop.
77% of customers had a problem. 68% said complaining about it was harder than the problem itself. That's basically like customer service admitting its own villain origin story.
That's exactly right. We got to get out of this death spiral.
All right, Matthew, it's real, recognized, real time. And this week, Apple is reminding us that inclusivity doesn't need a soapbox. It needs a sick beat and a campus full of kids who don't want your pity. Their new spot, designed for every student, dropped on International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and it's a full-blown musical. Students with disabilities getting college acceptance letters, moving their stuff into their dorms, hitting parties, living life like everyone else because, spoiler alert, they are. Now, Apple could have gone the inspiration porn route, cue the piano, slow-mo tears, a voiceover about overcoming. Instead, they hired Kim Gehrig, the same director behind their Emmy-winning The Greatest ad. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
and they said, let's make this slap. The cast sings I'm Not Remarkable by Kitty and the Class while using the Apple products like VoiceOver and Magnifier, live captions, assistive touch, actual features that are baked into their products. No gimmicks, no virtue signaling, just tech doing what it's supposed to do, working for everyone. Here's why this works. Apple didn't treat accessibility like a charity case or a PR stunt. They made it cool. They made it joyful. Students aren't props in some feel-good montage. They're the main characters in their own messy, beautiful college experience. And that tone, oh man, it's awesome. It's celebratory without being patronizing. It's authentic without being heavy-handed. Respects the audience enough to skip the lecture. Matthew, look, Apple's been on this train since 2022, the greatest, when that came out, Lost Voice, Heartstrings. They're not just checking boxes, and not just during awareness month. They're doing it consistently. This isn't a one-off. It's a standard in an industry that needs it. So yeah, real recognize real. Apple took accessibility, turned it into a banger, and proved you don't need to be schmaltzy to be meaningful. You just need to remember that disabled people aren't stories. They're your customers, and they deserve ads that don't suck.
I love this. And this kind of plays into, I think it's called the cut curb theory that Apple does, where if you fix the curb for someone with disabilities, there are a gazillion reasons why that benefits everyone. So I love that Apple, and to be honest, a lot of other tech titans have done a really good job with accessibility, and everyone benefits for it. Great real recognizes real, Chris.
Thanks. I just looked it up.
And now it's my turn. Canva. Canva gets my tip of the hat for not only doing a takeover of the Waterloo station in London, they created 15 billboards that not only had moving parts and 3D design aspects and all sorts of crazy shit. One of those billboards even was called, "Can you make the logo bigger?" Which has to be one of the slyest references to every graphic designer's most oft-repeated requests. And look at this, Chris. An Aussie tech company is breaking through the noise with some really thoughtful, creative, and terrific execution. Aussie tech company, go! Well done, Canva.
Canva, you are my bloomin' onion of marketing.
English are nice.
Nice.
All right, Chris, roll in the music and the crazy graphics. Let's play the marketing over-under game. I put out a scenario. Chris provides the over-under, and we try to get on the right side of the call. So let's keep going with TikTok. Estimates are that TikTok will finish 2025 with the annual U.S. sales of around $16 billion.
Wow.
Pretty respectable number, right?
Yeah.
And what is the number estimated to be for Amazon sales in this U.S. year?
Okay.
Here's a hint. It's more than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember last year, 2024, it was 450 billion with a B. So I'm going to say Amazon was up. So I'm going to say $475 billion for 2025 for Amazon in the U.S.
Okay, hold on. Survey says, no, sorry, wrong show.
All right. In the comments, let us know over, under 475 billion. All right. That's it for this week's Marketing Machines and Mischief.
And a little lesson learned before we sadly say goodbye. Do more Zoom focus groups with your customers and prospects. I used to hate it, and now it's so much easier than it used to be because of technology and stuff like that. We'll see you next week.
Bye.